This video is sponsored by Skillshare. More about them later in the video. Well, folks, it's 2025, the Oscars are upon us, and as usual, people are upset.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes they're good for highlighting films, right, that audiences may not have seen, and every once in a while there is a genuinely heartwarming moment of recognition for a crew member or actor. But there's inevitably someone left out in the wind, writers or directors not getting nominated, or sometimes there's one particular project that gets a crazy amount of nominations despite being universally reviled.
Yes.
But you know what? We don't need the Oscars to find some good movies. I've got a list here of 5 fantastic films from all over the world that you won't see featured at the 2025 Oscars. They all have 92% or more on Rotten Tomatoes, which, hey, I know it doesn't always mean something, but I truly think I've got some gems here to share with you that I personally enjoyed. Here are 5 underrated films from 2024 that I think deserve some recognition. Also, let me know what some of your favorite films of 2024 were in the comments below. I haven't seen all the Oscar-nominated films this year, still working on it, so let me know which ones I should check out. But first, lately I've been trying to focus more on writing and making sure I continue to make videos for you guys that are engaging and interesting. That's why I'm excited about this video's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts in film editing, writing, productivity, design, animation, and a whole lot more. A video like this is essentially like 5 full essays or reviews about these films. In addition to walking this fine line between giving you enough of a plot synopsis without spoiling anything too major, I also like to give each of these reviews kind of my own personal touch. On Skillshare, I found a good class that's essentially an all-encompassing guide to nonfiction writing by English teacher Mike Manns. Making these videos, I've more or less learned by doing, but it was nice to get a back-to-basics overview of structure and organization when it comes to fleshing out my ideas. You could use Skillshare for your job like I'm doing, or just give a boost to your side hustles, passions, whatever you want. If you want to take your skills to the next level, the first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Again, that is a 1-month free trial to the first 500 people who click the link. So, get started today.
Parce que vous allez vite comprendre que c'est pas une coïncidence si les 3 victimes sont mineures, caucasiennes, blondes, aux yeux bleus et de bonne famille. Ce sont elles qui valent le plus cher sur ce type de marché noir.
In Montreal, the trial of the century has everybody's attention. Ludovic Chevalier has been accused of abducting 3 teenage girls and broadcasting their gruesome torture and death for an anonymous audience on the dark web. It's not a completely open and shut case. According to the defense attorney, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence.
On va vous dire que les vidéos ont été retrouvées sur l'ordinateur de mon client, ce qui l'incriminerait hors de tout doute.
But as all eyes are on the man in the little glass box, which is kind of cool, by the way, I've never seen that. I didn't know that Canada had little glass boxes for the criminals. Our attention is diverted to Kellyanne, who, despite seemingly not having any connection to the case, shows up every day to watch the trial.
Qu'est-ce qui vous a motivé à assister au procès du démon de Rosemont?
J'étais curieuse.
Vous étiez curieuse.
Je voulais voir André.
Et vous êtes arrivé à quelle heure ce matin? Merci.
She lives a comfortable life as a successful model and is very much a type A personality. And she's got this immaculate apartment and drinks protein shakes, stays in shape, and plays racquetball from time to time. But why is she at the trial? Why does she have a detailed database of stolen passwords? Why does she sleep outside? And why does she constantly play online poker?
Tu prends ton temps, tu es patiente, puis tu les saignes à blanc. Moi, c'est ça mon trip, là, les voir toutes perdre. T'es evil. Ben, c'est ça le jeu.
As the trial continues, we learn that she's befriended a woman named Clementine, who's much more outwardly obsessed with the Chevalier case, and is apparently one of at least several groupies that are not only convinced of Chevalier's innocence, but may also be completely in love with him.
C'est ses yeux. Ses yeux, ils mentent pas.
Kellyanne's motivations are vague, and that's a big part of what makes her interesting to watch. Is she one of these groupies? Is this a revenge thing? Is she going to help him? Like, these questions and more swam around in my head. In the same way the jurors at Chevalier's trial might glance at the alleged murderer to try and get a read on him, I was doing the exact same thing with Kellyanne, trying to figure out just what the hell is going on.
Je peux pas croire qu'on vous laisse assister au procès à côté des familles des jeunes filles assassinées. Vous pourrissez nos vies. Vous crachez sur les tombes de nos filles. Vous devriez avoir honte.
Red Rooms is a crisp, methodical, suspenseful mystery thriller that, I mean, it was compared to David Fincher a lot. That was something that the trailer, I remember, said. It's like, whoa, they out-Finchered Fincher, Fincher-esque, Finchy-Funchy. I mean, yeah, it did have that kind of pacing and feel to it, but it stands on its own with some incredibly dark material and a fascinating look at obsession.
C'est ça, je te dis, c'est un show.
Ma procureure est sur l'équipe des assises, puis c'est le 4e procès pour meurtre qu'elle gagne depuis 2018. Je pense pas que tu devrais sous-estimer tes adversaires comme ça.
Du-te-mă în pula mea, du-te de aici, hai, jet, dă-te morții, mătii.
In addition to using Rotten Tomatoes to find some of these films, I'll also turn to Metacritic sometimes. And when I saw the comedy drama satire Do Not Expect Too Much from the End of the World featured as the highest rated film of 2024, and I had never heard of it, I mean, I'm gonna watch it, at least out of curiosity.
How much do you work?
Well, when I have projects, 15, 16 hours a day, sometimes even 20 hours. We are exploited, slaves.
I hope for this project you weren't forced to work extra hours.
Oh no, for this one, no, of course not. Only 8 hours, don't worry. But otherwise, some foreign productions, film or television, are the worst.
Angela is an overworked and underpaid PA working for a video production company in Bucharest, Romania. We follow her on a particularly busy day as she interviews several people who have had extreme accidents on the job to be featured in a work safety video for a multinational corporation.
Îi rog pe toți colegii mei la locul de muncă să poarte echipamentul adecvat, casca de protecție și niciodată să nu consume băuturi alcoolice.
Perfect.
Between conducting these interviews and trying not to fall asleep at the wheel, Angela finds time to record TikTok videos using a video filter and going by the name Bobita, an ironic caricature of Andrew Tate. It's pretty funny, and she has virtually no problem spewing the most heinous shit in public.
Vă salut din Londra, săracilor. De la înmormântarea reginei mâncai-aș pizda ei să-i o mănânc. Cât o băga pe regina acolo în mormânt, cu ochii în lacrimi așa mă uit în jos.
As another interesting and totally unexpected added layer, clips from a 1981 Romanian film Angela Goes On are interspersed throughout. The fact that Angela in the main film shares the same name is no coincidence. Angela Goes On focuses on a divorced and jaded female taxi driver, drawing parallels between both films and touching on the struggles of working-class women in past and present Romania.
Mă gândeam că poate vii și dumneata. Bineînțeles, după ce te schimbi și te aranjezi un pic. Sunt convins că aranjată arăți ca o doamnă.
And on top of all of this, you get a little sense of the history and politics of Romania and the ripple effects that decades of communism have had on the city and people of Bucharest.
E moștenire comunistă.
Clădirea e o superbitate interbelică. Uite și tu la cornișe, la decorații.
Clădirea o fi, dar bariera e comunistă.
Da, mă, e, dar au trecut 33 de ani de la Revoluție.
Nu numai că nu s-a schimbat nimic aici, dar nici de luminat nu e luminat locul cum trebuie.
Also, on a completely separate note, I was really excited to see that Castel Studios, the largest film studio in Romania, was featured heavily in the film. At one point, Angela drives there to pick up some lenses.
Cum e pe aici? Cum să fie multe ore suplimentare, dar în rest e ok.
I actually spent 6 weeks in Bucharest back in 2013 and played the bad guy's sidekick, Boris, in the Scorpion King 4 Quest for Power. which was shot at Castell Studios, and like other gems on this list, somehow wasn't recognized by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. I remember being driven down this exact dirt road right there in the middle of nowhere to get to this studio. I recognized the Old West set. There were stray dogs everywhere all the time. And the crew members in the film, especially Angela, reminded me so much of the crew I worked with. I realize that a film set is it's always a bustling little hive of chaos, but I remember specifically thinking that the Romanian crew on Scorpion King were stressed out and overworked. The women in particular had a similar disposition to Angela. They had seemed to grow a thick skin, they were consistently reliable despite long hours, and they didn't take any
Bă, eu sunt ruptă de oboseală. Știi că am băgat 16 ore pe zi pentru Napoleon cu boi ăia de la History Channel.
Overall, do not expect too much from the end of the world. It's not a casual movie to watch, right? It's not something you put on in the background while you're folding laundry. Netflix is there for that. Just kidding, all you Netflix heads out there, you crazy kids, you keep on shining. But it's engaging, challenging, and gave me a very specific snapshot of another part of the world. Even at a near 3-hour running time, it only just manages to peel back multiple layers of thought-provoking topics like labor exploitation, the gig economy, and corporate hypocrisy.
Nu mai pot continua așa, domnule Vladimir.
Așa crezi tu.
It is just a big, juicy bite of a movie.
Hello, I am here with the Dr. Uwe Boll, and to all our haters, we tell them to f*** off.
Yeah, f*** off.
Just f*** off.
Yeah, and f*** you also.
Yeah.
Come dawn, his father cried. You'll be much safer by my side.
Nowhere Special is a movie I would have never chosen to watch. Ever. There are certain plot lines I don't want to subject myself to. One of them being the last days of a terminally ill single father, Christ, working with social services to find a new family to take care of his 4-year-old son, Christ, after he dies.
We will find him a family that will be his family, his only family. He won't even have to remember how useless his parents were. His mother leaves him and then his father dies. I mean, that'll definitely fuck him up.
Having said that, I did watch it. It's every synonym of the word heartbreaking you can think of, but unexpectedly, it made me smile.
Try the eggs. She won't try the eggs.
One big thing Nowhere Special has going for it is that it doesn't feel exploitative or over the top. Everything's very natural and devoid of cliches. One little example, right? It was something that this movie doesn't do is the cough. You know when a character has a serious disease in a movie or TV show and hey, they might be having a fun conversation, maybe they just told a joke, but then they do that cancer cough, just sometimes into a bloody tissue. That's the little cherry on top. If you see blood at a tissue, and then things get all serious.
No, now, son. Now you've gotten too excited.
Anyway, this movie doesn't do that. We get to know the father, John, and his son, Michael. When John isn't working his day job as a window washer, he's at home, exhausted, just caring for his son. The movie does a great job showing us very specific elements of their day-to-day life that parents could absolutely relate to. I know I did. He's cutting up grapes and peeling the skin off of them because to give a 4-year-old a full-on grape is a choking hazard. They're just perfect little oblong spheres of death.
Don't fall, Michael. Be careful.
In addition to being a shockingly accurate representation of the endless gauntlet of parenthood, these scenes also give us an idea of what kind of kid Michael is. Armed with this information, we are right alongside John as he talks to prospective adoptive families for Michael. And just like him, we are sussing these people out, down to the last molecule, reading their expressions and mannerisms, taking a look around their house. What is that? What is this? Take just a hard look at every possible detail.
Perhaps later on he could attend my own boarding school.
Yeah, but he's doing well where he is. And, it's not far, he's got friends, so...
Oh, of course, we follow your guidance.
So look, I mean, this is some daunting, heavy subject matter that makes for a film that I think would seem intimidating to most audiences. It was apparently based on a true story that writer-director Uberto Pasolini came across one day. So why would anyone want a dose of harsh reality like this? It's true that Nowhere Special is not a movie you watch when you're looking for an escape. So, I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for anyone else, so I'll just say this. This film made me appreciate life more, reminded me of how much I love my own children and family, and it made me want to be a better man. Not a lot of movies have made me feel that deeply, and I'm grateful for the experience.
34 candles on Daddy's cake.
So...
Is this for me? Thank you.
Yo, Wang Wang! What's up, fool? Don't even trip, dude. F them hoes. You a handsome motherfucker, man. You got strong-ass teeth. You look good in shorts. That's why Maddie likes you, baby!
All right. I love a good coming-of-age movie, especially one that doesn't shy away from the ugly, anxiety-fueled minefield hell of middle school. The comedy drama Dee Dee, a somewhat autobiographical film written and directed by Sean Wang about a Taiwanese-American kid navigating the growing pains of his teenage years, feels authentic in every way, and there are several key elements that give it an extremely specific perspective that separates it from your average teen angst tale.
Yes! Oh, yes!
吃完饭你不要马上运动啊，这样对胃不好啊。
Mom, you just ruined my clip.
不要把相机放地上 ，bad angle.
First of all, it is true to the time period. Our hero, Chris, is 14 years old in 2008, right at the cusp, like the dawn of social media. YouTube has been around for a couple years, Facebook hadn't yet completely eclipsed MySpace, and AOL Instant Messenger was the ideal medium to agonize over a girl sending you a message as you meticulously decide what kind of smiley face to send back. God, what do I do? Dude, these scenes gave me war flashbacks. Like Pavlov's dog. Every time I hear that AIM message sound, I feel like I need to poop. Another thing I oddly appreciated is that nothing is sanitized here. Like, if you're gonna truly show what middle school is like, you gotta do it raw. Similar to other coming-of-age favorites of mine like Todd Solance's Welcome to the Dollhouse or Bo Burnham's masterpiece 8th Grade, the crude dialogue is crucial to making it feel more real.
Fahad! What? What are you wearing? This is like my normal outfit. Dude, camel shorts are gay. Bro, your mom is gay. My mom has cancer, you bitch.
But the most important element, and this is kind of a through line of the movie, is Chris's experience as a second-generation Taiwanese American. It's just another aspect of Chris's life that confuses him as he tries to figure out who he is or how he wants other people to see him. Like, if you're a kid and there's anything that stands out, you just want to hide it. With Chris, yeah, he's ashamed of his ethnicity. Like, before his friends come over...
Like right now?
He frantically just tears down anything in his room that looks remotely Asian and just stuffs it into a drawer. There was another moment that took me by surprise emotionally. Chris's mom takes him to McDonald's, but she disassembles her burger to eat it with a fork and knife. You can hardly hear him, but Chris mumbles under his breath.
So Asian.
The hurt look on his mother's face is worth 1,000 words. And it's certainly worth calling out Joan Chen's performance as Chris's mother. She's doing her best trying to take care of him and his sister while the dad is out of the picture sending money from Taiwan. Joan does a phenomenal job at subtly portraying a mother who's simply doing her best despite the circumstances.
I am so proud. But sometimes it's a little hard.
I really enjoyed this movie, and I think I realized why I, and perhaps many others, enjoy watching coming-of-age films like this. It makes you feel primal. It's just right down to the nitty-gritty emotions. Rage at the bully, crippling anxiety over your reputation at school, and deep embarrassment at saying the wrong thing.
Dumb bitch.
Whoa. Okay, I can't believe you just said that.
What? I don't know, I'm just kidding.
Kidding?
She called her that before. Like I thought it was like her nickname or something.
Are you serious? You think my nickname is Dumb Bitch?
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Everything feels like life or death. In this way, Dee Dee is just an absolute whirlwind of emotions, and when you watch something like this, no matter the time or setting or specific circumstances, you're just there, again. In a way, that's kind of a cool unifying aspect about Dee Dee. We're all different, but one thing that can bring us all together is reminiscing how truly awful things used to be, and how, hopefully, things have turned out for the better.
自己拿好，别动哦，捂住。
響きかく。洗いとコンロは香水セリ。おー、いいぞクリストワー。ありがとうございます。
Touch was Iceland's official entry for the Best International Feature Film at the Oscars this year, and among the 5 films on this list, I consider this one my favorite. It focuses on Christopher, jumping back and forth between present-day life as a widower in Iceland during the height of the COVID pandemic, and his younger days studying economics in London in the 1960s.
Jonas, do you think supply and demand curves are going to help us make a difference?
Yes. Af hverju hættir það ekki bara?
Ég var að segjast þetta hægt.
Is he really gonna quit?
I don't know, man. He's been talking about it for a while.
When his left-leaning political views clash with the school, he drops out and impulsively asks for a job as a dishwasher at a Japanese restaurant. That's where he meets Miko.
Sorry. Excuse me.
He's looking at her and she's looking at him, and no, I think they're gonna look at each other again eventually. So yeah, it's love at first sight, and Christopher eventually becomes a respected part of the family at the restaurant. He's learning Japanese, he's writing haikus, he's learning about all the ingredients, the names of everything, the different fish, and he's eager to master the preparation of different dishes. Something Miko is more than happy to help him with.
But you can't be too tough on me, though.
Are you afraid of that?
Yes. Miko, I'm terrified of you.
But as indicated by present-day Christopher, something happened that drove them apart. After showing signs of dementia, Christopher embarks on a journey to find Miko.
Last time I checked it, 20 years ago, she had moved.
So you looked for her 20 years ago, but you couldn't find her then?
Let me explain.
Please do.
All around, Touch is beautifully shot. You really get a feel for the specific time periods and locations. The performances are all underplayed and natural. I mean, the biggest strength of this movie is just how utterly simple it is. It's maybe a story we've all seen a version of before. He's got unfinished business, finding a lost love, but it's earnest, and it's not overly melodramatic.
The moonlight. It's cold.
Look, I can understand why something like Touch can get lost in the cracks. Maybe it's just me and the fact that I don't really watch a lot of romantic dramas, but I feel like this kind of film is rarely made nowadays. It reminded me of a bygone era of just simple, quiet love stories. Movies based on Nicholas Sparks books like The Notebook or The Best of Me come to mind, as well as Richard Linklater's devastatingly beautiful Before trilogy. In any case, Touch is just a lovely, sometimes bittersweet romance that didn't do anything flashy. It didn't have to. It patiently won me over, and by the end, I was 100% emotionally invested.
You ever hear the Japanese word kodokushi?
No, my Japanese is not that good.
It means fear of dying alone.
You even have a special word for that.
So yeah, it's number 1 on this list because, I don't know, maybe I'm just like a sappy guy. Thanks for watching, guys, and if anybody has any other good gems from 2024 that maybe flew under the radar, as always, leave a comment below. There's plenty out there waiting to be discovered.